slow in creating a Southern African common currency.
Right.
We should have done that. We should have pushed harder for the removal of customs duties amongst the Southern African countries to allow for the free movement of goods. Maybe as central bank governors, we should have propagated more, as I say, for free movement of people, free movement of goods. Like we have a very funny situation in Africa today. We have the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, but you still need a visa to go to an African country. How can you have free movement of goods, but then you need a visa on the other hand? So the truck driver must go around producing a visa, transporting free movement of goods. Doesn't make sense.
To that point, you could have done more for the adoption of a single currency. Yeah. There is a question here that says, do you think it's attainable then in the short to medium term, certainly in Southern Africa?
I think it is attainable, but it needs political courage. I was the chairman of the Committee of Central Bank Governors in SADC for all those years, and we worked very hard at convincing our political leadership that we needed macroeconomic convergence so that we can move then towards a common currency. And also within the African continent, through the Association of African Central Bank Governors, we push for the need for macroeconomic convergence because our leadership met somewhere in Tripoli and decided to form an African currency.
Yeah.
So we said to them, hang on, guys. You first need macroeconomic convergence. What's happening to your current account balances? What's happening to your inflation rates? And so on and so on. Then you can bring these things together. But I think all is not lost. I think in Southern Africa, the Committee of Central Bank Governors still works on these issues.
Right.
In South Africa, Namibia, Lesotho, and Swaziland, common currency, a kind of a common monetary policy. That's good. If Botswana could come on board as well, that would create sort of a microcosm of what it can be. I think first governments must promote key structural economic reforms, particularly focusing on the networked industries. One of the critical elements of the networked industries is opening up space for greater spectrum utilization. That's very important, whether it's the entrance of 5G or other high-frequency mechanisms, very important. But structural economic reforms, rail, ports, airports, and so on. But part of those structural economic reforms must involve flexible regulations. Sometimes in most of our countries, when you open a business, it's like you've committed a crime. Their regulatory environment is so difficult to open a business. I mean, here in South Africa, the Department of Trade and Industry, when you go there for a simple permission to do something, it's like going to a dentist to have your teeth taken out without anesthetic. So the need for flexible regulations is very key. And those regulations, say in mining, for example, which I'm involved with, whether it's about environmental management, you must go to the Department of the Environment to receive your certificate of the environment. You must go to the Department of Water to get a water permit. You must go to that, and all of them take their time to approve